Hi,
Joseph, how old are you?
Hi, Parker. How you doing? I'm 40.
You voting Trump?
I am voting Trump, yeah.
Why so?
Well, because his economic policies assisted the Midwest in a huge way due to his corporate tax cuts and what it allowed, because there was such a huge stranglehold by Democrats, especially in this state, with localization of taxes, especially in industry. It allowed them to get what they needed the most, which was access to capital, and assisted them in expanding. It was extremely helpful. And I'm hoping that he'll start making moves back to similar economic policies, which would help the local trade.
Yeah, okay, so I have a question. In terms of the corporate tax rate that it's at, can you name me one point in American history that you'd point to where the corporate tax rate was that low, where we saw like good effects on the economy?
Yeah, during the Trump administration.
Okay, I'm referencing other than the Trump administration.
Yeah,
But
but
if you want to
why would
reference
that? I don't understand why that's a non sequitur. During
'cause
the
I
Trump
can send you.
Well, hang on. During the Trump administration, I just gave you my argument. My argument was that businesses in the
That
Midwest
you think it was
needed to
effective.
have
Okay, so
access
I'll
to
ask you this
capital.
question.
Hmm.
Yeah, so listen, if you actually, I can send you a paper from a liberal and a conservative economist from Harvard that actually indicates there was only 0.04% annual GDP growth, specifically from the Tax Cuts and
Yeah,
Jobs
but
Act.
do
So
you
we spent
recognize?
1.9
Yeah.
trillion dollars of debt-related
Well, I'm
spending
happy to
on
respond
only
to
adding
this. Because,
28 billion
yeah.
dollars to the economy.
Let's say it
So how do
only.
you say it was
Let's say it
so
only.
effective
Well,
for
I'm going to explain.
increasing? Well,
You
in the
like.
middle of my sentence?
Well, okay. So the thing is that you're throwing out more red herrings, but I'm willing to respond directly to
What's
this.
a red herring?
Well, so you're trying to get me to look at something that's beside my point.
It's not beside your point. I was currently making a point. You cut me off.
Well, can you respond to my point? The GDP would have nothing to do with what I said. Zero.
So, okay, so if the corporate tax cut was beneficial, it would have caused a increase in the GDP, right? Increase in the overall trading
Well, it
power of the
did. By
economy.
your own admission, it did. You just don't like how much it did.
By 0.04%.
Yeah.
So it added,
So
Andrew,
why
listen,
would that
Andrew,
matter
listen,
for the
Andrew,
localization in the
it
Midwest?
added it added 0.04% to the annual GDP.
So it
which is
added to
about
the
20
GDP.
which is about $28 billion per year.
Yeah.
So it nowhere near paid for
Can you?
itself.
How does
nor
that
did it add
address
enough
my
to the
point,
economy
Parker?
to justify the spending.
How does that address my point?
Because
Can
what I'm
you
telling you
steel
is
man my
that-
argument for me so I know you understand it?
Yeah, so you think that it builds up American manufacturing?
That's not what
in
I
the
said,
Midwest.
Parker. What did I say? I said in the
say?
Midwest, specifically inside of the Midwest, which is where all the automotive
I
plants.
said Midwest.
Yes. So can you address what the Midwest growth looked like, Parker?
Well, I was referencing the overall.
Yeah, I know what you're
economy.
referencing. You're referencing a red herring. Can you reference what the
That's not a-
Midwest
that's
growth
not a
was?
red
Yes, it
herring.
was. What the overarching GDP would be a reference from all 50 states. Many of them have Democrat controllers. They have their own tax brackets. They have all of this. What I'm asking,
but it's from the
hang
tax
on,
cuts
bro.
and
I'm
jobs.
asking specifically
Listen, Andrew,
if you
it's the
can
effect
address my point for the Midwest
It was
specifically,
the effect on the GDP according to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
which has
I'm
what to
telling you
do with
is
my
that the
point,
spending
Parker.
1.9 trillion is not justified, given that it only added
Has
$28 billion
nothing
to the
to do with my
economy.
point.
$1.9 trillion of spending is the overall country spending this, and then it only added 28 billion per year.
Okay,
right,
Parker,
to it.
first of all-
okay, that's very low.
He
Very
muted
low
me.
ROI, right? Very low. So why would we use the money to do this rather to invest in other things in the economy?
Okay, so Parker, you still aren't actually addressing my point. When you're specifically looking at
Answer my fucking question.
well,
or
you're
I'm
not
gonna make
answering
you
to
answer the
mine.
question.
You don't get.
Oh, you're so mad.
You're
you want to answer the
you're
question?
refusing to answer mine,
Do you need a Kleenex, Andrew? Answer the damn question.
bro. Why are you
I
not
answered your
answering to
question
mine?
already. I addressed it. I
okay,
said
how?
The economic growth that specifically comes from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is minuscule to the amount of money that we put into spending for it. So if you want to put money into investments, put money in investments that give you better ROIs than 0.04%
Yeah,
annual GDP
okay.
growth due to 1.9 trillion.
Parker, that doesn't
where most
address
of the tax
that.
cuts go to
That
people
doesn't
who are
address my
rich.
argument, Parker.
I addressed it. I addressed it directly. I
You're
said,
still
what
spurging,
was the
bro. You need to
economic
calm
growth?
down.
I
Stop
asked-
spurging.
No, listen. I was looking at the economic growth specifically from
Yeah,
the tax
that's
policy.
not. That doesn't address my argument, Parker.
It does. That
Okay,
addresses
how
the-
how does that?
the
How would
argument
that address
exactly.
my argument, Parker?
Yeah, because it references the economic growth that comes from the tax policy that you referenced.
Yeah, but you're talking about the national GDP. The national GDP is not going to directly address the Midwest because each state has its own economy. So you could have two states, for instance, that could sink the GDP based on
Andrew,
certain.
Andrew, I
Hang on,
understand what
Parker,
you're
it's my turn.
I'm talking
Parker,
about the effect of the
Parker,
policy,
why
so
won't
I'm
you
not
let me talk,
referencing other
Parker?
effects.
Why won't you let me
Because you're
talk?
dumb.
You're still
Because you're dumb.
spurking.
I'm talking.
Oh,
about
now we're getting into
the other
insults?
effects that you're referencing. I'm not counting those because I'm only referencing.
Now we're going to insult Parker? You're going to insult?
I'm only talking about what comes from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Okay, so I'm not referencing any of the other impacts on the economy. I am specifically looking at a paper from a liberal and conservative economist that highlights the effect of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. You are not.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with my argument, though.
That has everything to do
It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. Parker, did I what? Parker, stop spurging. Calm down so we can have a conversation here.
Andrew, you don't have.
You're still spurging, bro. You're still spurging.
You're deflecting.
You're screaming at the top of your lungs. Calm down so that we can talk, bro. You're spurging.
You're gaslighting.
I'm trying to give you the argument.
I'm not screaming. You're gaslighting.
Then why won't you let me speak, Parker?
I am letting you speak.
Okay, great.
Not acknowledging my points.
Yeah, because you can't move and deflect from what my argument was.
I'm not deflecting, genius.
You asked why. Okay, did you ask me why I was voting for Trump?
I did.
Okay,
and did specifically the benefits from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in terms of
what?
The Midwest.
Yes.
The Midwest growth.
Yes.
What you're not acknowledging is that the Midwest is a part of the United States.
Parker, I didn't know that. Is the Midwest part of the United States, Parker? I had no idea.
Did you know?
I had no idea, Parker.
There's also other manufacturing in the United States.
Yeah, it doesn't address my argument, Parker. Doesn't address my.
The national GDP
It just mutes me.
It does address your argument because it looks at the overall effect of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
You're like an NPC, bro.
Right now, you're fucking screaming into the mic.
No, you are, bro. You're an NPC.
You have no understanding of economics. I'm quite literally right now citing a paper. I'm citing a paper from a liberal and conservative economist, bipartisan support that shows that you're wrong.
They just
you have no source. You just sat up here. You said, "What's the effect on the Midwest?" I'm looking at the overall effect of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. It's
not on the Midwest, though.
The effect is on the Midwest. We're looking at what the effect is from the overall spending bill, because it was $1.9 trillion of spending.
Yes, but
that was debt-related spending.
Yeah, Parker. That still doesn't actually address the argument for the 15th time.
It does. It literally
doesn't.
Does. The 15th time it does.
It doesn't. You can't.
It references
Parker,
the GDP growth from the
Parker,
Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. That's
are you still going to
argument.
spurg, or am I going to get a chance to talk here?
Wait. I literally gave you the chance to speak. You said something dumb, so I argued against it.
Well, all you have is ad homs. You just keep saying, "Oh, this is dumb. You're dumb. Everything's dumb." But you're not actually. You're not addressing the argument. No wonder you didn't.
Reasons why it was dumb.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Parker. I'll tell you what.
Can you give me a paper that says?
Actually, I'll do one better for you. If I pay your bill, will you come out to the whatever podcast and do a 1v1 debate against me?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to pay your bill. I'm going to head out there in a week.
Andrew, you guys already ran away last time.
Who's you guys?
We literally had a day set up.
What does that have to do with me?
On the whatever podcast.
Has what to do with me? I'm a guest.
You guys ran away.
You guys, I'm not. I don't own the show, Parker. Will you do a 1v1 debate with me, Parker?
All the time. You will go on.
What does that have to do with anything? Does that mean I own the show?
I'll debate you on religion. I'll debate you on social issues. I'll debate you on politics.
Yeah, I'd like to see how you're going to do when you don't have the mic mute button, Parker.
Yeah.
Because that's all you do is just mute the mic and refuse to address the argument.
I'll talk to you this way as well. I actually already addressed the argument.
You haven't addressed the argument.
Too dumb to realize.
Yeah. Oh, I'm too dumb to realize that you didn't address the argument.
GDP growth.
Parker, if somebody gives you an argument for why they're doing X, right? It's specific to X. I have asked you now multiple times for the data on the Midwest, the Midwest specific Midwest, Parker. That's not the Midwest. Yes, there is data for the Midwest, stupid. You don't know. You don't know. I'm asking you, Parker. It's your argument, Parker. It's your argument, Parker.
Specifically, the paper does not separate the Midwest from the rest of the United States. It's specifically.
They don't have to. I'm asking you for the
Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
See,
I'm not going to know what the effect is of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act unless they specifically
all right, Parker. Parker, 1 week.
That relates to the
okay, so 1 week, Parker. We'll actually do the debate, so you don't have the mic mute.
You're so fucking scared to argue against my point. You're not even arguing.
No, all you do is mute me when we're arguing. Every time I bring up the point, you mute.
Fix your mic. It got like
every time, Parker, you just mute me.
Hey, Andrew, your mic is really fucked up. It's like robotic right now. I muted you because it's robotic.
No, that's not why you're muting me.
There, it's fixed now. It's fixed.
That's not why you're muting me, Parker. Now, so here's the deal.
I truly just muted you because your mic is messed up.
Parker, will you debate me on feminism?
Yes, I'll debate you on whatever.
And that's
$20. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And you're going to be
feminism is not MAGA. Feminism.
That's
is
not
what
God. Parker. What did I just ask you? What did I just ask you?
I brought up religion, socialism.
Parker, will you do feminism?
Well, can we do all these topics?
Can we do feminism?
Can we do feminism? Can we do God?
Parker, one more time. I just challenged you to a debate. Will you do a pro-feminist debate where you're the pro-feminist?
Yes, I'll debate.
Okay,
I'll debate
great.
feminism,
So
but I
one-
also want to debate religion.
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
wanna
that's
debate
nice. I don't
MAGA.
care what you-
I want to debate all these other
Parker,
things.
I've
You're
blown
scared
you
to
out.
debate those
I've blown you out with the transcendental argument before.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you're such a dumbass.
That's fine,
The
Parker.
transcendental argument
I'll
is
tell you
not
what,
proof.
I'll tell
It's
you
not
what,
evidence.
we'll give you
The
two-
transcendental argument is not proof or evidence. It's
Just
simply
muted.
you just
Mute
fucking
it again.
believe it.
Mute it again. That's all you know how to do is
Argument.
mute.
You're screaming. You're screaming.
No,
Andrew.
Parker, you're spurging. So here's the thing.
You're literally not
dude,
arguing
all you
against it.
do,
You're
all you
literally-
do is mute.
You're not actually giving me a response to what I just said.
Okay.
If you-
Yes,
hey,
Parker,
Andrew,
Parker.
Andrew,
Yes,
Andrew.
Parker. I'll debate that also. If you do round
Andrew,
one
appreciate it. Thank you so
feminism,
much. Stop screaming. Be quiet.
if
Calm
you
down.
do
I wanna
round
have a-
one
I will
feminism,
mute you if you don't be quiet. Let me specifically talk, and then I'll let you speak.
Parker,
I
I'm
respectfully
giving you
let
the terms,
speak.
Parker.
Now be quiet, please, please.
No. Can you listen to the terms?
Okay, I'm gonna kick you.
I'm
if you don't
trying
be
to give you the
quiet.
terms for the
I'm gonna give you
debate.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
If
don't
you,
be
yeah, if
quiet,
you
I will
do
gonna kick you.
feminism,
You have 3 seconds.
I'll do
2
God if you do
seconds.
feminism,
1 second.
Parker.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, go find out a way to fucking message me. You can't be quiet and shut up on a fucking live because you're a little fucking child. If you want to talk to me like an adult, I'll have a conversation with you. I'll set up a debate with you. But stop acting like a little fucking child on my live and screaming and not arguing against any of my points. I'm sick of this bullshit. Everyone who talks to you on a daily basis on this live acts more like an adult than you do. Every single person I've talked to. I've talked to literal 18-year-olds on this live that act more like an adult than you do. Get up on my live, talk to me like a fucking human and an adult. Don't act to me like a child.